Page 54, A Friend Like You. Things are getting a little more involved here, so hopefully you understand and you're okay with everything that's been presented so far in the book. If you're getting a little confused or things aren't working quite right for you, this is a good point before you do this lesson to go back and start again and go through everything again and review everything again and review all the lessons. Please don't be in a hurry to get through the book. You really need to understand all of this junk. So we're going to start adding stuff now. We'll hang on. At the top of the page, they introduce you to a new symbol. It's called a box. It's not called a box, it is a box. We've already had a box. A whole rest is a box. So what's the deal? That little line under it, because it looks like a hat, that little line represents one of the lines in the staff. The line isn't really part of it. It's the box. So how do you tell the difference between a whole rest and a half rest? Because they're both boxes. They're identical. Well, the whole rest is below the line, and the half rest is above the line. Isn't that cute? Look in page 54. In the first measure of the bottom staff there, you see a quarter rest and a box, a half rest. It sits on the line, on the middle line. It's a half rest. Well, look on page 55 in the top staff. All those rests, those are whole rests. Those rests are below the line. Both boxes are in the same space, but one hangs below and one sits above. How you remember which is up to you. I do it by thinking weight. A whole rest is bigger and heavier than a half rest. Not really, the boxes are the same size, but I think of it that way. So since a whole rest is heavier, it hangs below, and a light rest is lighter, it can sit up. And that's how I can remember which rest is which. Otherwise, they're identical. But as you can guess, a half rest is the same as a half note, because every note has a rest to go with it. So you're just quiet for however long a half note gets. You're just quiet. So we've had quarter rests, half rests, and whole rests so far, because those are the notes we've had too. And you can have dotted rests, because we've had the dotted half notes. You can have dotted half rests too. Won't see them very often. Usually they use a half rest and a quarter rest, but there can be a dotted rest. Now let's look this over and see what we're getting into here. It's 2 lines long with a repeat sign, so it's a little longer than that. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature, and you'll notice the first measure only has 3 counts in it. It's an incomplete measure, because an incomplete measure can have any number of counts as long as it's not the whole measure. Well, if you look at the end, the bottom, the second line at the end of it, that's got 1 count in that measure. That's beat 1, and then beats 2, 3, and 4 at the beginning. So we're coming in on beat 2. I see quarter notes, whole notes, and the rest, of course, that we're introducing the half rests. I mean, they could have used 3 quarter rests. Counting-wise, that's the same. But half rests come in handy that it's not so cluttered. So we use half rests quite a bit. Let's take it one hand at a time, because now the hands are starting to get busy. Right hand, your 5th finger here, that puts your hand in this position. You're still in G position, and it's here. That G is tied, so you're going to hold that down for 5 counts, and then do it again. And that A is tied. See at the end of the first line, that bottom, the lower curved line goes off into nowhere, and the top curved line goes off into nowhere. Well, at the beginning of the second line, they each have their curved lines that come from nowhere. That's how they do it when it's split between lines. It's the same curved line. So the tie is carried on to the second line here, and then here. You got these. Okay. Left hand, oh, this is a mess. Let's see what we got going on here. We got a G and a D in this position, and then an A and a D, and then a B and a D here. So the top note's the same. We're just moving the bottom note at the same time. You have to lift the hand up. That's okay, lift the hand up. Don't lift it way up. It's just a little bit, just enough to play. Let the wrist collapse each time. Stay relaxed. I'm just lowering the weight into it. That's really all the left hand's doing. So forth. Then we put the hands together. Well, we're here, and then here. Hold the right hand down. And here. Get the idea? Really, you're playing one hand at a time. Because while the left hand's playing, you're hanging on, you're just holding the right hand note down. So once you have that, they get rid of the hesitations, and again, you should be able to play this piece without looking at the keyboard. You want to be able to feel where these notes are in your fingers. That takes time, but I'm asking you to keep working at it, just like you're working at everything else. Then we'll think about the articulation. We have the slurs. Now this... Yeah, it's interpretation. You can lift up after each one, every 2 measures. Lift up if you want. But if you follow the words, it's all one sentence. The whole first line is one sentence. I could connect it. And then lift up. Connect that. It's different ways of interpreting the music. That's different people do it differently. Whichever, you choose whichever way or do whatever your teacher's telling you to do on that one. I will probably follow the curved lines and I'll lift up every 2 measures here. But I don't have to. Since it's repeated, you see the repeat sign, you play it twice? Play it different. We don't like having to always play repeated stuff the same each time. It'd be nice if we could change something, so I could change the phrasing. Maybe the first time I play it like it's written. Lift up. Lift up, here. And then when I repeat it, I connect the whole first line together. Then lift up, connect. That changes something at least. Yeah. It's interpretation. Then the dynamics. MF is mezzo, forte is moderately loud. If you can, try and play these soft, very light here. You have to practice just playing that really light, very light. And then we think about the speed. Moderately slow, which means I've been going way too fast. It's just whatever you think moderately slow. It's not slow, just sort of slow. It's on the slow side of the middle. Almost like a love song, I guess. I don't know. And as far as interpretation goes, keep in mind that the articulation and the dynamics and the speed, that's all part of interpreting the music. They're giving you guides in the music on how to interpret it, but you can go beyond that. It doesn't tell you everything. You put in the feeling. You put in the natural accents. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that pickup measure is 2, 3, 4. So that people know you're not starting on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. But you don't force these. You just feel it. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to give us 5 counts because we come in on beat 2, so I'll give us a full 4 counts plus 1. 1, 2, 3, ready, go.